Mandatory military conscription in Israel has turned into a serious national crisis, revealing deep structural, religious, and social divisions within the state. According to the Personnel Directorate of the Israel Defense Forces, the number of individuals evading compulsory military service has now exceeded 30,000, an unprecedented figure in the country's history. During a briefing to a parliamentary committee, Lieutenant Colonel Avidor Dickstein disclosed that nearly half of these draft evaders belong to the Haredi ultra-Orthodox community. Most of them are students enrolled in religious seminaries, commonly known as yeshivas, who for decades had enjoyed exemptions from mandatory military service. These exemptions were historically justified on religious grounds, with Torah study being considered a form of national service. However, following heavy casualties suffered during the ongoing conflict in Gaza, public and political pressure has intensified to revoke these long-standing exemptions. The debate has ignited sharp tensions across Israeli society, particularly between secular citizens who largely shoulder the burden of military service and religious groups who resist compulsory enlistment on theological grounds. The scale of the problem becomes clearer when examined in numerical terms. Israel's total active military manpower stands at approximately 169,000 soldiers. In this context, 30,000 draft evaders account for nearly 18% of the total force, an alarming proportion for a country that relies heavily on compulsory service to maintain its defense readiness. At the same time, the military is facing extreme operational strain due to ongoing hostilities and urgently requires at least 12,000 new combat soldiers to sustain its war effort. Compounding the crisis is the demographic reality within the Haredi community. An estimated 80,000 ultra-Orthodox men between the ages of 18 and 24 are legally eligible for military service but remain outside the armed forces. Their absence has placed disproportionate pressure on reservists and non-Haredi conscripts, many of whom have been deployed repeatedly, fueling resentment and widening social fractures. The war in Gaza has therefore exposed more than just vulnerabilities on the battlefield. It has laid bare a fundamental clash between religion, state law, and military necessity inside Israel itself. The issue of compulsory conscription is no longer merely an administrative or legal challenge. It has evolved into a defining struggle over national identity, equality of civic duty, and the balance between faith and state authority. As the conflict continues, Israel faces a critical question: can it sustain a prolonged war while a significant segment of its population remains exempt from military service? The resolution of this crisis will not only shape the future of Israel's armed forces but will also determine the long-term cohesion and stability of Israeli society as a whole.